I'm conferencing with you today. Today is August
4th,
5th. Okay, so I'm going to write down on my keeping track form that we met today on August 5th. What book are you reading right now?
The Pretty Little Liars first book of the series.
Okay. Do you know how many books are in the series?
I think there's 8.
Okay. What page are you on?
Page 60.
Do you know what genre that book is?
It is mystery and like realistic fiction.
Okay, good. Okay, now I know that your SRI score from the end of 5th grade was 1,211. But we looked up the Lexile on that book and it doesn't have a Lexile. But I know that it's from the young adult section of the bookstore, so I think it's fine for you, this first book. But the next book you pick, you need to make sure that you try to find a book in the thousands, okay, from the library or bookstore. Okay. Would you, well, first of all, what is this book about so far? Because you're on page 60, so what's going on so far?
Well, this teenager named Allison DeLaurentis is missing, and it's about her friends. Like right now, it's telling each chapter is about one of her 4 friends, and like Allison was the most popular girl in school, and so she's been missing for like 3 years or so, and her friends kind of drifted apart. One moved to Iceland, and one just all drifted apart and like got makeovers and just changed.
Okay. All right. Very good. Good retelling. A lot of details. You broke it down a little bit by chapters. Would you say that you kind of summarize what's going on in the story in your mind after you finish a chapter?
Sometimes. Sometimes because I watch the show, and sometimes I just because a character in it, on the show, she has long, dark blonde hair and, or brown hair, and in the book she has blonde hair. So
Okay, so you compare in your mind the movie to the book. Good, very good. Lots of details you give. Okay, would you read for me for just a few minutes from where you're at? Just pick up where you left off. And I'm going to scoot behind so I can see the words.
Okay. Hey, Finland. On Tuesday the 1st, can I read my favorite chapter?
Let's just read from where you left off. So you're reading new material, okay? So I can see how you're reading.
Hey, Finland. On Tuesday, the first day of school, Aria walked quickly to her first period English class. She turned to see Noel Kahn in his rosewood day sweater vest and tie. Jogging toward her. Hey, Aria nodded. She kept going. You bolted from our practice the other day, Noel said, sidling up next to her.
Sidling up next to her
Sidling
kind of
up
means
next to her.
scooting over toward her.
You expect me to watch? Aria looked at him out of the corner of her eye. He looked flushed. Yeah, we scrimmaged. I scored 3 goals. Good for you, Aria deadpanned. She was supposed to be impressed. She continued down the Rosewood Day hallway, which she'd unfortunately dreamed about way too many times in Iceland. Above her were the same eggshell, white vaulted ceilings. Below her were the same farmhouse cozy wood floors. To her right and to left were the usual framed photos of stuffy albums, and to her left in courageous rows of dented.
Good. Very good. Incongruous rows. Do you know what that means? Okay, good. That helps me know what you can work on next. Okay? Okay, so when we look at our cafe menu that in the classroom is on the board, and this C, A, F, E, C for comprehension, A for accuracy, F for fluency, and E for expand vocabulary. So that's going to tell us which area that we think you need to work on right now, okay? I think that your strengths that I've noticed in just meeting with you this time, your strengths really, I think, are summarizing what you read and being able to retell exactly what's going on with a lot of details. And I know from your Lexile and from this retelling that you are understanding what you're reading very well. Do you think that you read to yourself better than you read out loud?
Yes.
Okay, and I think that too, because with that high of a Lexile and the way that you tell me about your books, I think that too. So I would think that right now, your goal wouldn't be so much comprehension, understanding what you read. So let's not work on that goal right now. Let's look at accuracy, fluency, and expand vocabulary. Accuracy means you can read the words.
Okay.
Do you feel pretty confident that you usually know what the words are?
Yes, it's just hard to say them out loud. I usually run through them in my head.
Okay, hard to say them out loud. Fluency. I know you read really well with expression. And when it's dialogue, you always say it how the character would say it. So I would think fluency would not be something you would need to work on as much. So I'm looking at expand vocabulary. Like when you were, let's turn back in the book for a second. Like the word incongruous, when you came to that, that's a big, difficult word. And sidling, when you came to that word, that's kind of an unusual word to know what that word means. So I think that we could make your goal to expand your vocabulary so that you'll be able to read even more difficult books like science books and social studies text and know even more words and harder words than you already know. Is that okay? So we'll work on vocabulary for now. So for right now, your goal is going to be the E in the cafe, which stands for expand vocabulary. Okay?
Okay.
And I'm going to have you, when we're finished, write your name on this Post-it and put it on the E on the cafe board for expand vocabulary. And we'll know to work on that for the next few weeks.
Okay.
So let's look at something you could do. This gives us some strategies that you could work on to expand vocabulary. And I'm going to be really quick and know that one of them is to write down words that you come to that you don't know. So to keep like a little log in your reading response journal. And like that word incongruous, when you come to it, jot down that word in your reader's notebook so that you can keep a collection of words you don't know. And during like word work time in the Daily 5, you can look up those words on your iPad or in the dictionary, and you can find out what those words mean, and you'll build a great big vocabulary, even bigger than you already have. Okay, so next time that I meet with you, I want you to have recorded words you don't know, in your reading journal. Okay? So next time you come to a word, it can be in class, it can be in science, social studies, or especially in your Read to Self book. Next time you come to a word you don't know, like incongruous, you just jot down that word in your reader's journal. And then we'll talk about what words you've collected when we conference next time.
Right.
Any questions about what to do next?
No.
No? Okay. Okay, so I am going to, today is Sunday, the 5th, here. So let's say that we're going to meet on Wednesday. So I'm going to write you down to conference with you next time on Wednesday. And I'm going to see where you are in the book again, have you read to me, and I'm going to look at your reader's journal to see what words you've written down.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
All right, very good job. Perfect.